Hi, it's Ted McGrath with Rise Global, and I'm here to give you some really great tools today to help all the people in EscapeDates really live their escape artist dream. And I want to talk to you today about a three-part series that I'm creating for you based on my formula, which is called the Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula, which is really about helping people live their passion, turn that into a profitable business, and then helping you break through whatever your challenges that you're facing right now so that you can get to the next level, and quite frankly really help you own your world and live life on your terms. So this three-part series is going to start with the first component of our formula, which is actually step number 6, and I call it the Transformational Branding Blueprint. Now you might be wondering what this is and how it's going to help you with your business and how it's going to help you on EscapeDates, and I'm going to tell you that because this branding blueprint, I believe, is the key to fulfillment in life. I believe it's the key to understanding who you are. And I also know that it's the key to living your passion and getting paid lots of money to do it. And so my message to you with this is that you have something that's totally fascinating about you. You have something that's so unique within you, and we need to honor that right now. It's something you've been doing your whole life. You love doing it. It's the thing that when people look at you, they just stand there in amazement and they say to you, you have a gift. And you have that gift. You've been doing it your whole life. You love doing it. You get to the end of the day, and after you've been doing it all day, you have more energy than when you started. And the truth is that most people are doing it for free because they discount the value they have to offer to the world. So I'm going to show you exactly how to value who you are and to get paid money to do the thing that you love doing with this formula. So let's start with the first step of the formula, which we call the fascination factor, which basically says you have something that's fascinating about you. And the way you discover that is asking yourself a question. And it's a simple question that I've been asking myself for the last 13 years. And the question is this: who are you? Think about that for a moment. In one word, if you were to sum up who you are, what would that word be? See, one of my words is inspiration. I truly believe I'm an inspirator because I feel that every single day, and to move people in a way that touches them and inspires them to live their passion, I have to show up in an inspired fashion. What's your word? Because that's the starting point. Emotion is the fuel for action. So step 1 is understanding your fascination factor and who you are. Step 2 is jumping into what it is that you do. You can't just show up and try and live your passion and say, hey, here's who I am, I'm an inspirator, pay me lots of money. The second step has to be about your fascination statement. What is it that you do, and is it simple and concise? Very simply, what we do is we help entrepreneurs and coaches turn their passion into a profitable business. It's simple, right? That's our fascination statement. And to make it more fascinating, you have to add a hook. So what's your hook when you're on EscapeDates and you're talking to other people and you're sharing who you are and what you do? It has to be a hook that draws them in. And our hook is that we have a scientific formula that helps people actually live their passion and turn it into a profitable business. So you got to think of a hook that's going to draw people in. Like when you think of science and living your passion and making money, if you knew there was a science behind it, you'd be much more engaged, right? So what is your hook? So step 1 is the fascination factor and who you are. Step 2 is your fascination statement and what it is you do and what your hook is to draw people in. Now step 3 is your story. When you think about this, your story, everybody has a powerful story. And most people actually discount their story and they say, I don't have a story, mine's not important. But you have a story, you have a message, you have something within you that can move other people. And every story, if you watch great movies, every story has a call where you get called into the journey of your life. You get called to play a higher role. And then every story has a pit where you go down into the pit and you face the dragon and you slay the dragon and you come out of the pit victorious. And then you celebrate, right? So every story, the ending is a breakthrough and a celebration. So when you're thinking of crafting your story, think about the call that you got, think about the pit where you face your greatest challenges and your demons, and then think about the breakthrough and the celebration, because that's what engages people in story. I know for me, when I left New York Life, I was the number 5 partner out of 500 partners in the company, and I got the call to go out and serve and play a higher role and serve a higher purpose in life. And when I got the call to do that, I remember how scary it was. I remember wondering, could I really succeed outside these 4 walls? Am I really as successful outside as I think I am inside? And never really having felt successful in doing that. So I got the call to do it, and when I left New York Life and I stepped out, I went down into the pit, because what I realized is I had an addiction and a challenge that there's no way I could live my passion without solving that addiction. And I look back through my life and saw, my mother, and she almost died from alcohol, and my aunt died from alcohol, and my grandmother died from alcohol, and I almost died at 22 from alcohol. So I came out of that pit because I had this scientific process to solve my problem. And ever since, I've been breaking through and living my passion and teaching other people to live theirs. So notice my story has that call, has that pit, and has that breakthrough. What's yours? Because people connect to story. And then step 4 of the process is, once you have your story down, then you can begin to start to think about what your name would be. I call it the fascination name. What would you name your formula that you're going to deliver to people? Because your story, your wisdom, your knowledge, your experiences can all be packaged in a formula that's a step-by-step process that can show other people how they can make progress as a result of your wisdom and your experience. So you need to name your formula. Notice mine is Purpose to Profits Breakthrough Formula, or we call it Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula. In 5 words, it describes exactly what it is that I do, helping people with their passion, turning it into a profitable business, and using a scientific breakthrough technology to get them there. What's your formula? Make it simple. Do it in 5 words. And when you name it and brand it, it becomes unique to you. It gets a life of its own. It gets legs. And then after you have the name, the next step is you got to create the steps, right? You can't just say, hey, I'm Ted McGrath and I have this Passion to Profits Breakthrough Formula, now pay me lots of money. You got to create the steps, because human beings, especially in their mind, and then in reality, they want steps of how they're actually going to get there. So what you do then is you create steps, and those steps are created based on the wisdom of your life. I mean, take the Transformational Branding Blueprint as a step that I'm sharing with you right now. It's based on the wisdom of 13 years of working with entrepreneurs, thousands all across the world, to help them brand themselves and help them name their formulas, that I'm able to do that with you and to see what's fascinating in them. So you got to create the steps, create your steps based on your knowledge and your wisdom, and create a 5 or 7 step formula to do that. Now, of course, with this formula, not only are you going to take people through it, but you got to sell it too, right? So when you talk about steps, the next step in our process is then you actually have to identify the problems that your customers are going to face. So the problems are really simple. Identify 7 to 10 problems that your customers are facing in their life, in their business, and each step should solve one of those problems, right? Think about that. People aren't going to take action if they don't have a problem to solve, or if they're not inspired to something bigger than themselves, or something that they can do bigger and better. So make sure that each step has a problem they can relate to. For example, the Transformational Branding Blueprint, I know that most people we work with, and maybe even you discount your value at times. You have trouble having the confidence to ask clients for big checks to pay you maybe $1,000 or $40,000 or $70,000, and we can help you solve that problem. And then once you've listed out the problems, then you present the solution of, well, I have this amazing formula that can do X, Y, Z, and you share what the solution is. So notice it's the steps, the problem, then the solution. And when you show the solution, the mistake that most people make is they don't show what the benefits to the customer is. I could sit here and say, hey, I have this great coaching program, but at the end of the day, the coaching program isn't what matters. It's the outcome that it's going to develop into for your life. What's the outcome that you're going to get? What's the benefits? Like, you're going to have increased confidence, you're going to make more money, you're going to be more fulfilled, you're going to take faster action. All those things are benefits that are going to be something that's going to make you want to work with me, because I'm sharing the benefits and the outcome, and you need to do the same thing with your customers. So make sure you have the benefits. And then of course, human beings, we want tools, right? I mean, we like tools and resources to get there. So you can't just say, hey, here's the steps, and here's the problem, and here's the solution, here's the benefits, and hey, go do it. No, you got to say, here's the tool that's going to help you with each one of these steps. Here's the resources that I bring to the table to help you, and you got to share what those tools and resources are. So I just gave you in 10 minutes, I just gave you something that I actually do over 3 days with people, and you got it in 10 minutes. So what I would say to you is, go through those steps. Rewind this video and go through it methodically to answer all the questions that I've posed to you, and the formula that I've shared with you, because you can start living the life that you deserve. You can start owning your world and living on your terms. And at the end of the day, these are great tools to get out into the Escape Date community and the Escape Artist community to start sharing who you are and your stories and your passions, and to make money doing it. So it's been a privilege being here with you. I really appreciate it.